Guards are back at work tonight after being injured during riots that started yesterday afternoon at Tecumseh State Prison. Two inmates, Donald Peacock and Sean Collins, were killed during the inmate uprising. Both were serving time for child sex crimes. KMTV Action 3 News reporter Josh Egbert spent the day in Tecumseh and joins us with the latest. Josh?
Jen, an investigation is underway after a riot was started here at the Tecumseh State Correctional Facility Sunday afternoon. I'll step out of the way and you can still see the aftermath of fires that were started inside these prison walls.
I drove by, when the smoke was going, and that was something.
Clayton Grove couldn't believe his eyes when he drove by the Tecumseh State Prison Sunday night.
I couldn't believe the smoke. I was like, man, what do they have on fire in there that would cause that? That was something.
The former prison guard who worked there from 2007 until 2010 says he's never seen anything like this.
It wasn't bad back then. We didn't have anything like that go on. You always had small little stuff, but not anything like that.
Prison officials say around 2:30 Sunday afternoon, a guard went to break up a large group that had formed outside one of the housing units. Then someone assaulted that guard. Another guard then fired a warning shot from the watchtower, and then another, which struck an inmate in the leg. That's when everything turned chaotic. Inmates started burning beds and clothing. Grove says he's surprised guards let the situation get so far out of hand.
They had negotiation teams there and they were able to talk them down and stuff, but if they weren't standing down, I would think you'd take pretty extreme measures to get it under control.
Grove says the prison was starting to get full when he worked there, but nothing like it is now.
There's bound to be somebody in there that you don't like with that many people, and it's going to happen. It was probably going to happen, but that was pretty extreme.
Two prison guards were injured during those riots. Their injuries, though, I'm told, were minor, and they are back at work here this afternoon. 4 inmates were also injured. I'm told their injuries are non-life-threatening. We're live tonight outside the Tecumseh State Correctional Facility. Josh Egbert, KMTV Action 3 News.
Prison officials call yesterday's riot the worst in the history of the facility where Nebraska's most dangerous criminals are kept. The Tecumseh State Correctional Institute first started taking inmates in late 2001 with a stated capacity of 960 prisoners. All 11 people on Nebraska's death row are there, as are many of the state's most notorious killers like Nico Jenkins. In a special legislative investigation into the state's correctional system, former prison psychologist Stacy Miller raised safety questions. She worried about overcrowding and said of the more than 1,000 prisoners, 10 to 15% need mental health services. But the facility only had 4 mental health professionals. Lawmakers are expected to talk about the future of Nebraska's prisons when they get back to work. They're slated to take up the issue of prison reform tomorrow. The ACLU is putting pressure on lawmakers to deal with overcrowding, saying state facilities are at 155% capacity. It's threatening to sue if more is not done. Governor Pete Ricketts will speak about the conditions of Nebraska's prisons tomorrow morning. And you can get the latest on air and online at our website, KMTV.com.